The state is granting $5 million to the Central Terminal Restoration Corporation to help restore the terminal's historic concourse.
Now, most of the money is going to be used to help make the space available for year-round use. Dave McKinley is live outside the terminal where the announcement was made earlier today. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, $5 million, if you think about it, and you've been watching our reports lately, that's roughly the same amount of money that the city recently spent to rehab about 11 houses. But for that same amount, the Central Terminal folk here have a laundry list of improvements they'd like to get accomplished.
Well, the kiosks will ideally probably be restored. Windows will also be restored. You'll have appropriate doorways. Right now, a lot of this is movie magic left over from the Marshall movies. You'll probably also see, ideally, the ends enclosed. Hopefully, ideally, look like opening day in 1929.
And on a day where, due to the chill inside, you could literally see the breath of those announcing all this, it was also announced that heat will come to parts of the structure.
To be able to make it a full year-round activated space.
Public officials were also breathless, though, in lauding Albany for responding to our needs.
Our community has driven a message forward that the Central Terminal restoration is extremely important to the future viability of the city of Buffalo and all of Western New York.
How long have we been sending that message?
Well, our community has been sending that message for, I would say, 40 years.
Okay, so what took so long for the state to do something?
That's a great question.
So great, we thought it deserved an answer, so we tried again. This place has been crumbling for years.
Yeah.
And for decades, people have said we must do something. And here comes the state marching in saying we're going to do something. And the question might be, where the hell have you been?
Well, I think it's about time that the state steps up. The bottom line is the state is responding.
$500,000 of this grant, though, will be set aside to hire a full-time executive director and a staff to oversee the improvements, hire contractors, and to further pursue economic development opportunities here. Who gets to pick the person?
Well, it really come down to the job description. I'm sure we'll work with our political stakeholders to help us craft the job description. I'm sure they'll help us interview and attract the appropriate talent to meet the need.
Does the Central Terminal Restoration Board, which has taken care of this place for decades, get to do that? Or is it some political appointment?
Well, it certainly wouldn't be a political appointment.
Those who've made it their mission, though, to preserve the Central Terminal for several decades now do point out this is the largest grant they've ever received toward that end. We got curious as well as to how much it would take to fix the place up entirely, top to bottom. They told us $100 million. Reporting live from outside Central Terminal, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.